everyone, Noodle the Schnoodle here. I'm almost 16 years old, and today I am going to do a Q&A so that I can answer a bunch of questions that you might have about me or about schnoodles in general. I'm so excited I'm going into turbo drive. Oh yeah. Question number 1, do schnoodles shed? No, we actually don't shed. We have hair instead of fur, which makes us a great choice of dog if you're looking to just keep the house clean, but also if you're looking for a dog that is hypoallergenic. That means that people should not be having allergic reactions to us. However, if you do have a pollen allergy, our hair will still track ragweed and pollens into the house, so that's something to still keep in mind. Alright, before we move on, I just gotta let it out for a second. I mean, I'm really just so excited to see you all. Woo, 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 circles! And more circles. And more circles. And more circles. Yeah. Alright, back on track. Almost. Question number 2, are schnoodles recognized as a dog breed formally by the American Kennel Club? No, schnoodles are not formally recognized by the American Kennel Club as a dog breed. We are considered technically to be hybrids. Although we can be designer dogs, what this means is that you won't be able to show us in formal American Kennel Club dog shows or pageants. Mom tried to get me into one beauty pageant and they simply declined because, well, I'm mixed. Talk about discrimination. Alright, question number 3 on the list is a personal one and a bit of a sensitive topic for me, but here it is. Do I, Noodle the Schnoodle, have a boyfriend? I hope you're prepared for a story more tragic than Romeo and Juliet. So I did have a boyfriend when I was younger, and he lived around the corner from me at my old house. I used to see him almost every day, and I would even stay at his house sometimes. He was a white cotton Tutulier, not much bigger than me, and his name was Caesar. He was the love of my life, but sadly he moved all the way to British Columbia. I never saw him again, but I continued to pee on his lawn every single day for 2 years after he left. It was like The Notebook, but with dog pee instead of nice notes. And instead of being reunited, I never saw him again. I never really moved on after that. Whenever I would see another white dog, I would always run up to it for years hoping that it was him, and when I realized it wasn't, I would get disappointed, and I've just never had another boyfriend since. Caesar, if you're out there and you're watching this, please move back to Toronto. I really miss you. We could have made beautiful puppies together. Just kidding. That leads me to question 4. Have I ever had puppies? The answer is no, I've never had puppies because I was spayed when I was very, very young. Mom didn't really have any say in that because she was only 13 when she got me, and so it was simply never in the cards for me. Speaking of schnoodle puppies, here's question 5. Do schnoodles get together and have intergenerational schnoodles? The answer is yes. If you breed 2 schnoodles, you will end up with schnoodle puppies. Question number 6, do all schnoodles grow to the same size? No, I am a mix of miniature schnauzer and miniature poodle, and that is why my size is very petite, but you can have anywhere from medium schnoodles to large schnoodles, just depending on the size of the parents that you breed. Regardless of the size of the schnoodle that you prefer, we all have common personality traits that make us great pets. Schnoodles are eager to please and easily trained. We're known for being intelligent and friendly, and we're a great choice of dog if you're looking for a member of the family or a companion for sure. Having said that, if you do want to get a dog, you need to be willing to put in the time, especially if you're going to get a puppy. That leads me to question 7. How much walking does a schnoodle need? If you Google this, it will tell you that your schnoodle needs at least 30 to 60 minutes of exercise every day, but mom and dad will tell you that is just not enough exercise for your schnoodle, especially if they're really young. When I was younger, it could take hours to tire me out, and if you didn't, I would start going stir crazy in the house. So if you want a well-behaved dog, you do need to be willing to walk them, and potentially for hours every day. It's definitely not something that you should do unless you have a lot of time, and also think about the amount of time you need to spend training them as well. It's just something to really think about. It was almost like getting a toddler. Now that I'm older, I still need an hour of exercise every day. Speaking of older dogs, let's get to question 8. So you've got your heart set on a schnoodle. Should you get a puppy or an older dog? Well, here's my answer. You should not have your heart set on any particular breed or dog mix, much less on getting a puppy, and here's why. There are hundreds of thousands of dogs right now in shelters desperate for a home, and when you go to a breeder and you encourage more dogs to be bred, you contribute to this overpopulation problem. These dogs in shelters, if they don't get adopted, will end up spending their lives in cages and even end up being euthanized. So be open-minded when it comes to choosing your dog. Consider getting a mixed breed and consider adopting your dog from the pound. Many mixed breeds are actually a lot healthier than purebred dogs because the mix in them will even out certain issues that do come sometimes with the pure breeding. Now, when it comes to whether or not you should consider adopting an older dog, my mom and dad strongly recommend considering getting an older dog. You might think you want a puppy, but puppies are an extraordinary amount of work. As we discussed, I needed hours of exercise every day when I was younger, and not to mention, I was a good dog, but I was still very difficult to train. I cost a lot of money in home damages that were caused before I was properly potty trained, and it was just very difficult to deal with a puppy in general, so consider an older dog. Another advantage of an older dog is that you already know what their personality is like, so they won't grow up and you'll end up with a dog that has a different personality from what you were hoping for. If you get an older dog, you already know what kind of dog they are. And let's bust some common myths. First of all, old dogs can learn new tricks. At 15 years old, I was able to learn to use puppy pads, for example, and I was also able to learn to do a little pirouette on my hind legs when I want a treat. So you can teach old dogs new tricks. Your dog is always going to be learning throughout its life. Another myth. Some people think that you won't love your dog as much if you don't have them from the time that they're a puppy, but that is absolutely not true in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. You will absolutely love your dog no matter what age they are when you get them. So consider adopting an older dog and consider going to the pound. Question number 9, how often do I need to be groomed? I need to be groomed at minimum every 2 months, and that is even pushing it. My hair does grow very quickly, and if it gets too long, it starts to get really scraggly, and it becomes a huge hygiene and even a health issue. So grooming is very important for your schnoodle. This is not an optional thing. It's absolutely something that you would need to do. If you prefer not to have to take your dog to the groomer all the time, you can also order a grooming kit off Amazon for only $40, whereas taking your dog into a groomer can cost anywhere from $60 to $90 even for a small dog like me. So in this video that you're watching, mom and dad actually groomed me themselves with a home grooming kit, and it worked out just fine. Maybe not as pretty as the groomers do it, but clean. Finally, question number 10, last but not least, why did I decide to start a YouTube channel? Well, it was actually Mom's idea to start the YouTube channel originally because I was getting older and she really wanted nice videos of all of these wonderful times that we've been having together. And she also wanted to show the world what a wonderful pet a schnoodle can be, and was really excited because she loves me so much to just share it with the world and anybody who was willing to watch or listen to her about her schnoodle. So that was pretty much why we started the YouTube channel. On my end, I decided to continue it because I think I'm a star and totally ready to be famous. Well, that wraps up my Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Yours truly, Noodle the Schnoodle.